G'day, my name's Macca and welcome to Blokes Their Bikes. I'm at Alan Hoon's house. He's an old mate of mine, so let's go and see if he's in. You there, Hooney?
Oh, Macca, how are we going?
Good, mate. How you going?
I'm going good. How are you?
Mate, want to check out a few of your old bikes?
Of course you can. Come in.
No worries. Oh, wow, mate. Have a look at this. This is absolutely sensational. What have we got here, mate?
Well, what we've got in the shed, we've got a 1986 CR250RG here, and over here I've got my 2005 KTM 300.
Okay. Mate, very impressive shed. How long have you been racing bikes for?
Well, I've been racing bikes probably for coming up close to 30 years, I suppose, and enjoying every minute of it.
Now, we also know that you did a bit of speedway in your time too.
I decided that I wanted to try everything in the dirt discipline of motorcycles, and speedway was something I'd like to have a go at. So I bought a bike and had a bit of a crack at it for about 4 or 5 years, and then I sold it, unfortunately. I wish I'd still had it to this day. Parted with everything but the leathers. I couldn't bear to get rid of them, so I wanted to keep them.
Having a good look around your shed here, mate, I see you've got a microfiche over there, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Mate, you've got a welder, you've got an oxy, you've got air compressor. Where's the beer fridge?
Well, the beer fridge died,
no, what's the beer? There's no beer fridge in here.
There's not enough room for the beer fridge.
There's always room for the beer. Yeah. Have you time from here to the fridge in the kitchen? How far is?
I can usually ring the missus and she'll just tell me in no uncertain terms, get it yourself, but it's not a long trip, so it's not too far to go and get one. So.
Excellent, no worries. I don't know if many people would know about a microfiche, but all the old guys who ride old bikes, this is a really good tool. And this is what they used to use in bike shops and so forth. And it's actually called a microfiche reader. And it blows up and it tells you all different parts. And so it's really handy if you buy a bike and it's in 1,000 pieces, you can actually go, oh, okay, yeah, that goes there because that says it on the little picture there. Now, this is a bike we've actually come to see. This is a CR500. What made you get a CR500, mate? Because in their day, you had to be a real man, and you're no real man.
In the day, I was a 250 rider, and I never had a 500. And when I turned 40, I think I went through a midlife crisis, and still going through it now, and decided I never had a 500, and I better get one. It's one of those things on the list. So,
how long have you had this?
Well, I bought this in late 2005, and it was a rough bike when I bought it. I got it for $2,000. I beat the guy down.
Yep.
And I spent probably 3 months going over everything except for the engine and did a safety check on it. And like all old bikes, they're missing lots of spaces and dodgy engineering, and self-tappers have been placed where there should have been bolts, and then took it and did 2 seasons on it. And then I rebuilt the motor.
Now, a couple of months ago, we were riding out at Blue Rock, and Hooney here was going up the main straight, and a big puff of smoke come out of the bike, and we've gone, oh no, what's this? I've had a look underneath the bike and I've gone, oh no, and there was a hole that big in the bottom of the motor. So since then it's had a complete rebuild?
It has had a new rebuild, so I had to get some parts off eBay in the US. I managed to get another set of crankcases and a crankshaft for it. Also top end needed to be recode. So I was disappointed on the day, but that's racing, I suppose. So it's cost you too much money to spit the dummy. You've just got to take it on the chin and move on, I think.
Parts and so forth, where do you source parts and stuff?
Some new old stock parts are still available through Honda, but like most guys that are into old bikes, you'll find that the internet's your best source. There's some aftermarket parts you can still gain through some companies, but mainly eBay.
Now, what's your favourite bike that you've had?
I'd probably say that 250, that CR250RG that I've had for many years. At the moment, this is my favourite. I'm getting a big buzz out of riding the 500, but of all time, it'd be that 250 because I've used that for everything. Dirt track, motocross, trail rides, enduros, desert races. So it's been a very versatile bike. I've been able to set up for everything. What's
one of your most memorable moments in riding?
There's lots of memorable moments. I think the main buzz for me has always been getting out with the boys and enjoying the bikes with like-minded people.
Yep.
I've never really chased trophies or money or anything out of that. It's just been a fun sort of sport.
Now the question's probably that everyone wants to know, how much does it cost you? Won't tell the missus.
Well, I suppose I start off with 2,000. I suppose it probably owes me all up now, getting up around 5.5. I didn't take track of all the costs because it gets too scary and then you start backing off when you do that. So But I think it probably owes me about 5.5 for a bike that you could probably sell now for about somewhere between 3.5 and 4. I think if the right buyer comes along.
Okay, mate. Thanks very much for showing us your bike
Always
and
a
your
pleasure,
shed.
Macca.
Absolutely sensational. And for being part of the first Blokes and Their Bikes segment, you'll get some nice goodies from our lovely sponsors, King Crane. Now, mate, any chance of me taking this out next weekend?
Well, I don't think so, Mega. I've seen you ride, mate, and I don't think you're up to the task, to be honest. So
Fair enough, all right.
you should have known the answer.
Yeah, maybe next time. Okay, that wraps it up for this week. We'll see you next week. And remember, if it's classic, it's fantastic.